Life Street Stars, man. We in here with Pumpkin, man, from the Punkin Show. What's good?
Hey, thanks for having me.
Blessings, man. It's good just to even have other media personalities sitting on the couch just so we
For
could,
sure.
chop it up with each other.
For sure.
For those that, deaf, dumb, stupid, living on the rock, man, go ahead and tell them once again, reintroduce yourself, tell them where you're from and what it is you do.
Well, my name is Punkin, and I have a media show called The Punkin Show out here. I just give anybody a platform who's chasing a dream, because I know the struggle, I know how hard it is, I know it's easier to take the easy route, but I give everybody a platform. So I basically do interviews, and I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. Default.
What are your thoughts on Fort Worth right now as far as the music scene in Fort Worth?
It is. I don't know. It's a lot, honestly. I feel like if people came together, they could do a lot more. It could be a real powerful statement if it wasn't always about drama.
The drama kind of helped Fort Worth get to a certain level. Do you feel like people are just tuned in for the drama, or is there a bigger music scene behind all the drama?
I think it could have been bigger, right? So I feel like they got good music, whoever they are in Fort Worth. I mean, the music is pretty good. And it was good before the drama started getting big with different artists. He was pretty good. And I feel he could have just took it to another level if all the drama didn't come along with it.
Man, amen, amen. As far as just getting into, creating the Punkin Show, a lot of people do this blogging stuff and do this media stuff, and there's so many levels as far as from when they started to where they're now. Mm-hmm. Tell us about, your come up, how it started, just kind of going through that.
Okay, for sure. So I went to PV. Shout out to PV.
Shout out PV, man.
I got my degree in mass communications, and it went from there. So 2015, I graduated. I went straight into radio with Power Play Radio, and then I had a show at Fishbowl, and then now it's just officially the Punkin Show. We in a studio, and it's been a lot. It's been a lot of growth. It's been a lot of ups and downs, failure. But I just feel like you just gotta remain consistent. That's been my issue. Sometimes I've just disappeared from it all. And I feel like it was because of radio in Dallas. I feel like they're very unsupportive of trying to get their own people to be a part of the show. And so it was a short period when I was just like, can I cuss?
Go ahead.
I'm just like,
Shoot.
fuck this, I don't want to do it. It's politics. It's like a popularity contest or even weirdos or whatever the case might be. So I was just like, I'm gonna fall back. But then I'm like, I got to create my own lane and keep going because it's what I want to do.
For those that sit at home that, want to start a podcast, want to start a radio show, just want to get into media, what are some things they should know coming in before they jump to get fully in?
Just have tough skin, period. You ain't gonna hear yes from everybody. You can't be mad at people who don't recognize your talents that you have and what you got to bring to the table. Have a plan and stick with it. And honestly, the biggest thing is being consistent, because anybody who ever made it or any rapper I've ever interviewed, it was like the only thing I found everyone to have in common is consistency. The moment you stop, you give up.
So as far as, you interviewing, what has been either one of your favorite interviews? Let's start with that. What's one of your favorite interviews that you've done?
I would say one of my favorite interviews was with Darius, Eddie Winslow, as the world knows him. It was just like surreal because he has such a big personality and he has so much that he wanted to talk about, and it's just like I'm looking at someone who, I grew up watching.
No,
so
facts.
I think that was like one of my most interesting interviews, definitely.
I would say when you do this, you learn so much about people. Have you went into an interview like having a preconceived notion and someone being much different than what they were?
For sure.
And who would you say was the most opposite of what you thought they were?
Let's see. I'm gonna really say everybody for the most part, because I don't know what it is. A lot of men do media, right? So from a female, I feel like I'm able to open up a different side. They tell me a different story. I brought people on the show who had a lot of rap drama and doing a lot, but they get on my show and they talk about wanting to make music for women. And, you know, like I'm able to open up a different side of them. So it's like I've always getting this different personality that I'm kind of shocked by. And I'm like, oh, okay. Or some people I just thought weren't talkers, and they talk more than me, you know? So I'm just like, okay.
That's real. That's real. As far as some of your aspirations, who would you like to interview and why?
Who would I like to interview? That's a good question. Like local, like Dallas, DFW, or on a bigger scale?
On a bigger scale.
Who would I like to interview? Oh, there's so many. But I guess I would say Nicki Minaj.
After the baby dropped?
After the baby drop. I mean, that'd be a good exclusive interview.
No, facts. In Dallas, Fort Worth, who would you like to interview out here?
Dallas, Fort Worth. I would like to interview Erykah Badu. I think that would be a good look, you know?
Definitely. She's the queen.
Exactly. And she has a lot of different energies going on. I like to vibe off some of that.
Definitely. If you were able to get the, let's say if you were able to interview Tekashi 6ix9ine first day out, how would that interview go?
I mean, just asking him what's up, just trying to get him to be comfortable and not do all that clown stuff on my show. Yeah. Like, just what is it? What's his, like, what he want to do? What's his motives behind everything he do? What's the ultimate goal? Do he care about living? You know, anything in that nature. I would just try to pull a different piece out of him so people could probably see a different side, just to change the spectrum a little bit. Because I feel like it's something going on in that child's head to where he needs some attention. Maybe he didn't get enough of it, or I don't know. But he's going through a lot. I mean,
for real, he is. Yeah.
Being in prison, snitching, the whole world after you, so.
How would a R. Kelly interview go? First day out.
R. Kelly. Whew, that would be tough.
First day out the fifth.
I mean, it'll be tough because I feel like certain people you can't really talk to like that because I feel like their mind is sick and twisted. And he has a lot of trauma that, I don't know, like even, what's her name, Gail?
Yeah, Gail
She can't even pull it out of him, you know, like, and I wouldn't want him jumping up and doing all that. Like, it wouldn't even be worth it. But I'll definitely want him to dig deep into, like, what's going on with his situation. Like, why do he like younger girls? Why has he held them this way? Why does he feel so powerful that he had to do that to them?
No, that's facts. That's facts. The President Trump, you know, he's caught corona.
Yes.
I don't know if you watched. Did you watch any of the debates?
I did.
If you were a moderator and you were sitting there with Trump and Biden going back and forth, how would you shut Trump down? You know,
Trump wouldn't have been able to do none of that. I would just been like, listen, it's his time. Like, period. Stop. I would have muted his mic or something. I feel like they should have had a black woman as the moderator.
Man.
And none of that would have went down like that. It wouldn't have been all that, excuse me, sir, Mr. President, sir. None of that. Just let him talk.
Facts. As far as being a black media personality, what do you feel is your responsibility to like the social injustice, the things that are going on in the city and the world, having a platform to talk about that and you know putting the word out as far as just your thought process on it? What's the importance to you as far as having that platform?
It is very important. Actually, my show I did Thursday, I brought the whole beginning in talking about voting. You have to be registered to vote by October 5th, so this is really the last weekend. Yeah. So I think it's extremely important to highlight issues like that, which I try to do. And I try to get people to think differently to where even some people who come on the show should do different. You know, I always encourage them to go speak to kids at schools. I didn't have nothing media growing up. There was no one who came and talked to me and was like, you know, this is the whole avenue or like, you know, put us in a film class. There's nothing like that. So I just feel like giving back to, you know, kids and be able to stretch the importance of voting is very, very, very important.
No, definitely. As far as, you know, like when you see like a George Floyd, a Breonna Taylor in those situations, just what are your thoughts as far as the climate of the country, just from your perspective? It's
scary, you know, it's very scary. And I'm praying for change because I'm the biggest advocate because it's like I live this, I'm into media, but I also have a professional, you know, job, work, you know, whatever I do. So it's always been trying to balance black people being able to be black in the workplace. And I just think it's very important that we we just got to do something. And I feel like the first thing to do is to go vote. So if we go vote, then we could possibly take care of some of the issues. But there definitely needs to be some changes in the law. There need to be like some police changing. I feel like they should be more comfortable with their community.
Yep.
Get to know the community more. So I feel like if they were to pull a gun on someone that they feel like they met or they know who their grandparents are, or something in that nature, they wouldn't be so quick to just pull the trigger or even feel that threatened by black people,
Facts. Yeah, it's definitely time and need for change. So we'll see how it go.
We gotta do something.
For those that are fans of yours, what is something that they may not know about you, either from your day to day or something, a skill that you have that may be surprising?
A lot of people will not believe that I'm not talkative behind
Shit.
Outside of the camera, I'm very to myself. Like, I don't really talk to a lot of people unless I know you. I don't open up. I'm very, I would say in a way, socially awkward sometimes when I'm not on camera, which is completely odd because once the camera goes, like, it's go time. But outside of that, a lot of people might think like I'm mean or like stuck up or like some dumb shit just because I'm not the first to like smile or introduce myself or anything like that. It's like it's kind of weird in a way, right? It's like,
It's kind of weird.
like,
But I get it.
I really don't even like socializing with people like that,
I get it.
which is very weird.
So for the young men sitting at home who just are curious, what would Pumpkin consider a perfect date as far as beginning to end?
Perfect date. Me personally, just taking me out, doing something nice. I would like a real nice bougie restaurant. Maybe we can go shopping, then a restaurant, and then just anything nice and thoughtful. So I'm big on thoughtful things. Like, I mean, I like gifts too, but it's the thought that counts, right? So I guess I would just do like a real bougie, nice restaurant, and I don't know, like, maybe we can go get a VIP section and like just be bougie at the strip club.
There you
and
go.
Just throw money.
Lit. There was a thing going out saying that if you're going on a date with a man and you bring your friend, he should pay for her food and her drinks too. Do you think that's true?
No. And I guess it depends on your crowd too, because like, I don't even know if some of my friends would even be comfortable with that. Like, everybody got their own money and they'd be like, oh, that's weird. But it depends if he, is there to be a trick, which we allow them to come around. If he wants to trick on everyone, we're not going to stop him. We're not going to be like, pause, none of that. But it's not required. If he with me, he only got to worry about me.
That's real. As far as with social media, man, what's your preference? Whether Facebook, Instagram, Snap?
For sure,
TikTok?
Instagram. I do Facebook too. So I go live on Facebook with my show, which I don't know if I'm going to continue with the live, because clearly that's some errors, trial and error.
I'm telling you.
But I do go live on Facebook just because I have a different type of following on Facebook. Those are like the people who came up, a lot of family on there who support, and just like friends from high school and stuff, or just people from Fort Worth, period. That's like my whole Fort Worth side is on Fort Worth. It's on Facebook. Instagram, it's more new. It's like more when I was in my college era, like, all my college friends. And then, the networking for sure is always going to be on Instagram.
Definitely, man. I want people to be able to go check out the show, and you've had some dope people on the show. Some of the people that you've had, and it's just really a network that we're trying to build. For sure.
It's actually sometimes I would watch the interview that you all do with a lot of the artists that I have to be able to prepare me better for the interview. So I can be like, oh, I seen that you did this, and they're like, how you know? I'm like, don't worry. But a lot of times I refer to you all's content to see like some of the questions you ask them, and like what their high buns was, like what pressed them, or like some things that they elaborated on more, just so I can know what type of angle to come at them with,
Yeah, you do your research.
Oh, for sure, I have to do research. I'm dealing with these rappers who think, sometimes they be thinking, I don't know who the fuck they think they are, just to be honest. But
Wouldn't you say every rapper should have a sense of arrogancy to them?
I think to a certain extent. To a certain extent, you have to be confident in your work and the amount of time you put in, and people will respect that and your hustle and all that. But you can't be on no Hollywood stuff, because I feel like no matter what, that's just gonna put a bad taste in people's mouth. And I've had some weird interviews, I feel, where people thought they were somebody, and I've had people who I expected to come in acting like they were somebody who didn't. So it's like when I help, we're helping each other, right? So, I give them a platform and then they help as well. But I don't like the cockiness. I really don't. And it's like, it's not a thing for me. I don't care that much,
What's the worst way you had to curve somebody who was just trying to, shoot their shot at you just?
I'll just say no. I have no problem. I have no problem speaking my mind. I have no problem just being like, that ain't it. Or just like, boy.
That's real. That's real. Man, for those that do want to get to your platform, check you out, how do they go about finding you? How do they go about finding you?
You could just hit me up in my DMs or, just slide right in. For the most part, I'm really out here watching and seeing what people doing. I feel like the people I reach out to, I see something in them and I see like they're finna hit a moment based on their consistency or something like that. Don't hit me if you put no money into your work. Like if I can't even reference a video, if you just have nothing, then I have nothing to research, and I don't really like going into interviews like that. So I need you to have something. I need to see some content. I need to be able to, I'm not asking you to have all these subscribers or all these followers, but at least put something into it so I'm like, oh, he grinding, so this grind gonna pay off, he or she. I'm trying to tap into the she market because honestly, that's another thing. I've never interviewed a female.
Oh, damn.
Never.
Is there any artists in Dallas that Dallas-Fort Worth that you're looking at that's kind of caught your attention?
Like male or female? Just any
females.
Females. I think the K Breezy. I like what she's doing. I think it's very different. And the consistency is what I like with her, like dropping her little freestyles or whatever. I liked Erica Banks. I really thought she had some pressure when she was rapping. I liked Cash Page a lot. I think I love them folks that try to be different, who don't try to fit into like this box of what you gotta be in this game. I feel like anyone who stands out and do something different gonna catch my eye, period. Just like, period.
There you go. Man, you got any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to everybody who's ever came on my show. Shout out to Real Life Street Stars.
Love.
Shout out to anybody who is in media just trying to make it out here. I feel like the push will come to Dallas, and I feel like people would definitely want to be a part of what we got going on. And shout out to anybody chasing a dream, like for sure. Like it is so hard to chase a dream, and you got so many people who won't support, and you got so many people who gonna close so many doors on you. And then in this generation with social media, it's so easy to be discouraged based on a no or like you not being somewhere that somebody else is and comparison and all that. So anybody who just really out there grinding and like, trying to make their craft the best, I'm all for it. Like, just reach out to me and let's do something, because I love creative people. So I try to feed off that energy of their creativeness.
There you go. And if they do want to get at you, man, go ahead and drop your social media again as far as how to follow you.
All right. Follow me on Instagram. It's _LadyPunkinTV. And I have another one that's Punkin Show _. So you can follow me on Instagram. Facebook, it's Punkin. I think it's just Punkin Wilson. I ain't got that figured out yet. But yeah, for the most part, it's going to be all Instagram. I do have a YouTube channel called The Punkin Show. Make sure y'all go subscribe, like, share, do all that on that. And that is where I drop most of my, all of my interviews for the most part will be on YouTube.
Definitely. There you go, man. You already know what it is, man. Punkin, I appreciate you coming through, sitting down with us.
Problem.
Don't get too lit to forget to come back and mess with us, man.
Y'all don't get too big.
Hey,
Come on. We
man,
got to
you already know what it
collab,
is.
though, honestly.
We definitely do.
We have to do some type of networking event.
We got to.
For media, period, for like kids or something.
There's something going on. I'm going to tell you about some stuff off camera that we got going. It should be a good look, but thank you for coming, sitting down, man, with us.
No
you
problem.
are a Real Life Street Star. We salute you.
Thank you for having me.
Hey.
Shout out Reality Street Stars, nigga. Move. Hey.